Alright, we are live with the Super Indies, and we have a 6-car field configured. However, it is a stacked 6-car field. We'll list off your drivers from the back to the front. In the rear of the field, we have Silver Woomy, one of the best drivers from the mid-car class. They've also showed some absolutely great performance in the Rods mods before. They have won at Daytona. Up ahead is your Indy 500 pole sitter, Gibby. They'll be starting off in the 5th place spot in the subway car. Of course, the cheese wedge taken over by GGS driver Silver Woomy, which we saw in victory lane last night in the Rods mods. Up ahead of that is Aiden McGreedy in the Monster Energy number 67. We start off in 4th place. We go up to 3rd place in the 13 Lotus machine. Their brother, Drifting Casey. First car in the podium starting spot will be on the inside. Evan Varney will be to the outside. Your midget race winner from this weekend. And as well as one of the best open wheel drivers in SLC is the RA Club, driving the Italian 7 car. A reminder that we will be doing spin cautions. If that ever happens, it spins out fully, there will be a caution held. When that happens, you'll be single file until I say it's time for a choose lane, and then you'll have the choice of starting on the inside or the outside lane. Don't hit that square though, or else you will end up being put to the rear when that happens. I cannot say that I could guarantee a spin, but I think if there's any class where there's going to be but we're going to put the stream up on the race announcements for people to watch. JD has joined us in the booth, although he's trying to configure his stuff, so it might take a little bit for him. We're going to do a countdown. You guys are able to get going once we start doing that. The pace speed is going to be 80 miles an hour. Yellow flags out. And our field is out to the racetrack. So we got a 6-car field, but again, a lot of very competitive drivers. The Cheese Wedge, yesterday's winning car. Of course, we're in Wisconsin. Fittingly sponsored by Sargento. And Subway on the inside. Gibby. Gibby is a very good driver. He has only had a few races in SLC, but every time he shows up, he's showed up a lot of opportunity. He showed up late to qualifying, so it's going to be a bit of a learning curve for him, as well as Silver. Didn't really get much practice here, so their race is going to turn into their practice. But we saw some good performance here by the McGreedy's monster car. I think he's got a little bit to learn, but he's still looking pretty hot here. There's a draft, I believe, that does work actually today. We saw it in the micros, and it became a huge factor. Drifting Casey and the top 3, they're about neck on pace, and Evan Varney slows down suddenly. Another thing I would like to mention is that when we have a caution period, the pit lane is closed for everything other than fuel stops, so you can't get a tire stop. The penalty will be, and the penalty for getting a fuel stop and emergency fuel stops is you'll have to go into the pit lane during the mandatory pit lap. So the pit lane opens for 1 lap when that happens. It's because of the sensitivity to this tire changes. With that being said, we are going 1 more lap. Lights go black. Casey, if we can move up here. Remember, there's no passing until you cross the start-finish line. And also, the RA Club. If you could stay off the dark surface when you're pacing, because it kind of fucks up everything for everyone. So, lock in here. We are almost about to go green. I need Aiden to move up. Everyone up. We're going to stay yellow 1 lap. Watch the lights. Had a huge lag spike. However, the RA Club, please stay off the dark surface. This is a warning. Next time you do that, you are going to be pushed to the rear. I said the yellow lights are still on, guys. What are you doing? did not call the green. The green did not come out yet. It's going to be 129 laps. Get into position, please. The RA Club, get off of the dark surface. You stay there, you're going to the rear. Watch the lights. Green flag. What a horribly timed flag spike, but we do stay green. Looked like the start was clean, but that was a huge flag spike on my end. Didn't see anything really on. Return lights are to green color. Jake now joins the voice chat. And Evan Varney will lead us off. The Art Club up there in second place. Third place, there's a battle going on between Ada McGrady and Gibby, who is making a sudden push to the front. Makes his way by one car, now closing down to drifting Casey. The Art Club gonna have to stay where they are, maybe try to close in the gap as laps wind down. There's plenty of time here today. Here's Gibby down the inside, almost touching the gray. Midwestern man here, already up into fourth place, looking at that third place spot with quite a bit of anciness. Actually does like the Art Club starting to close in the gap here, leader, but meanwhile Gibby right behind the Lotus machine. Again, 2,000 Robux on the winner of today's race, so that's a lot at stake. Ada McGrady looking to make a push here, but runs a little bit high. Gibby's going to stay ahead. Drifter Casey down low on the back straight. Gibby runs a high lane, dives it back low with some sort of cut off line of sorts. As we got a 3-car battle potentially in the back here, Silver Woody might be able to capitalize on these two battling each other, leaving some small distractions potentially. Gibby was making a good push at the front, but things are switching around. Looks like Ada McGrady has started to get the upper end on Gibby. Silver Woman now looking to the inside of Gibby. But Gibby's going to stay and hold their position. Meanwhile, the McGrady brothers battling it out. As they go 3 wide in the back of the field, Gibby's going to come up on top again, hunting down positions. That is the third place spot he's been longing for. They go 3 wide though. Meanwhile, Gibby closing down on the front straight on Ada McGrady. 4-car battle here going on. As Gibby gets ahead and absorbs the third place position. By the way, Evan's car is a inserted car, Jake, so don't do the clear command. And
4-car battle maintaining here on 1 and 2. Gibb down low, trying to hunt down, I believe. Who is that? Sorry, just joining the booth now.
Well, welcome there.
Who's that in front of Gibb there?
We got a car that hit the wall for a second. That was Ada McGrady in the Monster Energy car. The cheese wedge being driven today by one of the best mid-car drivers out here. Silver Woomy, Richard Casey in the Lotus car, Gibby in the Subway machine. Up ahead in the 7 Italian car, that is the Art Club, and the leader is Evan Varney in the Kopek machine.
Meanwhile, Silver Woomy and Ada McGrady gonna go at it here in 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Silver Woomy gonna get the upper hand. Surges to the 4th place spot with Ada McGrady right behind him. Off in a 1 and 2 again. The 4-car battle coming to fruition once again. Down the back straightaway, Gibbs still holding off in 4th, but Silver Woomy looking to get around him. 3 wide here in 3 and 4. Coming out of the corner, who's going to have the upper hand? It's going to be Gibbs. Still holding off in the 3rd place spot. Down the front straightaway, they surge off in a 1 and 2 once again, and the battle is going to commence. Gibb goes low, gets a little bit loose off the bottom, and Silver Woomy in the cheese wedge car is going to make his way into the 3rd place spot.
Now we saw that cheese wedge win the race yesterday. That was operated by Gearmeth FX2, but the DGS Sargento project at Milwaukee has so far looked pretty good. Now Silver Woomy in the 3rd place spot in a battle with the Subway machine, operated by I think one of your favorite drivers, JD.
Definitely one of the funnest drivers that I've had the pleasure to watch. as he goes to work on the cheese wedge through 1 and 2. They are side by side down on the dark stripe through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, they are nearly neck and neck, racing off into 3 and 4. It is a drag race. Silver Woman gets a little bit loose on the dark stripe through 3 and 4. Gibbs going to get the upper hand off the corner. Gibbs to third.
Here's Drifting Casey with a bit of a run on the cheese wedge car. Potentially, if they could get a better exit, they might be able to carry some speed into 4. Silver Woman
Drifting Casey still looming behind them as they head down the front straightaway. We are now on lap 18 of 130. Looking to be a 3-car battle here for the 3rd place spot, as everybody else in front of them, the RA Club and Evan Varney, are just extending their lead, as everybody behind them has just been absolutely tearing up the racetrack for this 3rd place position.
Silver Woman has a bit of a line down the inside. That's not where you want to be in these Super Indies, or really throughout the weekend. That has been a very hard line to run. It's been a very slippery track down there. As you can see, Drifting Casey going almost around, but looked like he kept it going.
Drifting Casey nearly into the inside, retaining wall in 3 and 4. Manages to save it. All that momentum that he had on the cheese wedge in 3 and 4 now lost. He's going to have to chase him back down. Now looks like Silver Woman going to be making a move for that 3rd place spot off of turn number 4. Loses a little bit of momentum. He's going to have to file back behind Gibbs, and he's going to try it again here on lap 21.
And he is right there behind by just about a car length. Maybe he could close down that gap, but he's been just behind these two, pretty much neck on neck today. Silver Woman and Gibby, both our cars are starting in the back row, but they've been clawing their way up the field. Of course, if there's any sort of caution, that could change things potentially in their favor. Again, there has been a possible draft here. We saw in the micros, I'm not sure if it works here or not, but it does seem like at least some cars are close together. Here's Silver Woman run.
Silver Woman with a big run here on Gibbs. He's going to slide up high. He's going to get in front of Gibbs down the back straightaway. Will he be able to hold him off in 3 and 4? Silver Woman down to the bottom. Going to try to rotate his car through the corner. Going to keep that momentum going down the front straightaway. He is going to secure the 3rd place spot. Down the front straightaway, they race off in a 1 and 2 once again. Side by side, drag race off the corner. Silver Woman still with the upper hand. They go down the back straightaway now. Gibbs looking for any way he can around that cheese wedge car.
Ran a little bit to the dark. We'll see if that affects his exit speed. Here comes Gibby with the run side by side into turn 1. However, Silver Woman going to stay ahead off of 2 down the back straightaway, but it looks like Gibby just closes down speed here where they can. Silver Woman going to get a little bit loose off of 2. Back to you, JD.
Meanwhile, let's talk about these two. They are coming up and closing in on, I believe that is the RA Club in 2nd. They have been managing this little situation that they've got going on here in 3rd very well, because they seem to be gaining ground on the RA Club almost every single lap. The RA Club now in the clutches of Gibbs. It's a 3-way battle for 2nd off into 1 and back to you, Robo Mesa.
Thank you there, JD. So we got a 3-car battle going on between Gibby, Silver Woman, and the RA Club. Again, that is a battle for 2nd place. The RA Club had a lot to lose here. He was up in the front pretty much from the get-go. Even your pole sitter now currently struggling back in the 4th place spot, but he's still in attack range. If he can keep up with these two, stay in their draft. Oh, Gibby gonna go loose. Gibby goes around.
Go for Gibby.
Race back, continue. Continue. And that is a spin by Gibby. He'll get back up to speed, but we are gonna have a race back condition. The yellow's going to come out as Evan Varney makes his way across the line. And it is close. I don't know what happened there between Silver Woman and the RA Club. So far, unofficially, it is Silver Woman ahead of the RA. Casey there in 4th place. Oh, he had a spin. And 5th place goes to Aiden. 6th place is going to go to Gibby. So, JD, do you have any eyes on who was there in 3rd place?
It looked at the line that the RA Club had Silver Woman by just a front wing.
Okay, JD, did you see, or sorry, Jake, did you see anything? It looks like the RA Club's going to go for an emergency fuel stop. So they're going to have to do another one when it comes to the mandatory pit stop. We're just going to go for fuel, get back on track, join from behind Gibby. course, we're going to do a mandatory stop before we end up going green again. But I guess that kind of settles that debate. There's a Silver Wing going to absorb that second place spot. We're going to do one more lap until we do our mandatory pit stop. We need you guys to get into position. And we got 2 cars doing emergency pits as well. It's Drifting Casey and Gibby. And the Yard Club disconnecting. He is rolling down the front straight. We'll be calling the red if he gets passed again. He disconnected both from the VC and the game, so if he does get passed, we'll be calling a red. You'll be allowed to do your pit stop. So we're going to call the red here. The positions kind of get shuffled up as we pass the Yard Club. You guys are allowed to do fuel stops, but get out of your cars. Silver Woomy. Actually, I shouldn't have said that, but just get back in your car, keep on going. Yes, it's Ets. Alright, can you guys head to the pit lane in order that you guys have gotten out of the pits? We're calling a red flag for disconnection. You guys are going to line up at the end of the pit lane. And you guys are going to be allowed to just do your pit stop without having to worry about the pit cycle. So just... you're going to be single file. I have said to you guys that the pit lane is generally... Yeah, so you did the pit stop, then the red was called, so... you're going to lose those spots, Evan. I was waiting for him to be passed again. No, you went in before, and then you went back out, and then you went back in. So... I know, but there's 2 people that didn't pit, and that was Gibby and Casey. So the positions are going to be Gibby, Casey, you, then it's down the order. This is generally why I don't allow pit stops during the caution, because it just causes this confusion. I think you should understand that now. But it is Gibby. Can we line up single file, please? It's Ets. It's the Ets key. It comes up like... You don't wait. You just have to be completely stopped. Did you do it after you got back in your... Did you press S and then you hopped out? You aren't... Oh, sorry. I forgot to mention that. So, you're not supposed to press S until you get back into your car. That's why... And if you jump out after you press S, you actually reset the cycle. And you got to press it again. You can. You can. Because I really can't do anything to enforce it. So we're going to give 3 minutes here, so that's 180 seconds. That's 120. Yeah, I'll just give it 2 minutes. The Yard Club has declared that they can't go, actually, so they have left their car on track, so we'll be questioning about that. Wants to clear this car for lag issues. So our order is good. I believe this is the order that we got out of the pit lane. We are now down to 5 cars, so that chaotic cycle will now be settled. Is everyone refueled? Make sure you guys press sets. You guys can now start going again. We're going to be single file. Go in the car if he goes. And again, the reason why Drifting PC and Gibby were ahead is because Evan went to the pit lane before the red was pulled out. Before everyone pulled in, because he went out of the pit lane, then he went back in. So Give each other some space. We're going to probably try to do a choose lane since we're already picking that way. So, because of the pit cycle madness, your caution cars are actually managed to get back to the front. So, by the chevron, go inside or outside. Don't hit that square. Gibby looks inside, drifting to the outside. And Silver Woomy gets to be a beneficiary on the outside lane. KC, move up, please. If we can start this race. KC, move up to the front row. Please move up, up. You fill into the front of the field. Same for Silver Woomy. Watch your bikes. KC, slow down. We're going to say yellow another lap. Okay, KC, move up. You just want to be maintained with Gibby. So I also need Silver Woomy to move up, so outside row, please move up. We need you guys to be side by side to start this. Okay, slow down. Casey. Look at the subway car to your side. Use that as a reference point. Try to get back to pacing. Silver Woomy, good up there. Silver Woomy. Green flag. Allowed to pass Casey and Silver. So a bad start by both of them on the outside. Have it put back down the skill issue. Welcome back, JD.
We are green from Milwaukee Speedway once again. Milwaukee Mile 1, a great racetrack to be racing here on Saturday afternoon. Gibb, Evan Varney, almost side by side, 1 and 2, down the back straightaway. Evan Varney still there with Gibb, trailing in his tread marks. They are side by side off of turn number 4, but he's going to file back behind Gibb, down the back straightaway. Evan Varney is right on his rear, looking for a way around Gibb.
We got two of the Americans in the field currently at the front. You also Silver Woomy battling it out with Casey for the podium spot. But meanwhile, Gibby absorbing the lead after his spin. And I call that pit lane calamity there.
Down the back straightaway, Gibbs still leading the charge in the 3 and 4. Evan Varney is there, challenging on the inside. Can't get anything done there just yet. He's going to file back behind Gibb just once more, and he's going to try again here on lap 41 of 130. Through 1 and 2, down the back straightaway. Evan Varney trying to create a bit of a run here on the back straightaway. He has it. All the momentum. Trying to get underneath Gibb. He's going to do it. Tries to pass for the lead. It's a crossover side by side to the line.
Holy smokes.
Gibb's still there.
That was a great move by Evan Varney. And Gibby's still up there in the fight. I mean, he thought he was going to be in a screwed situation after that spin, but things have definitely gone for the better after the madness in the pit lane. Evan Varney had to move up 2 spots to get here, currently battling side by side for the lead with Gibby. As into 3, looks like Gibby is still at the front of the field, but Evan is right there. These two are just about neck on neck. Gibby's finally starting to lock in and learn the way that this track runs. And I mean, if I want to tell you something, Gibby's one of the best drivers I've ever gone against in Rio. So, to see him racing any other Indy car, I mean, this is kind of his element. He is the Indiana man. So, no surprise there.
Evan Varney relentless with his pursuit of Gibb, who's in first place. But don't forget Silver Woomy looming in the background there in the 3rd place spot, closing in on Evan Varney ever so slightly each and every lap. Down the back straightaway, down the front straightaway, Gibbs seems to be extending his lead by just a few more car lengths. As Silver Woomy is actually starting to reel in Evan Varney. Down the back straightaway, Silver Woomy with a run on Evan Varney.
I'm not sure what's happened with the cheese wedge, but we might be seeing a second time that the cheese wedge this weekend comes up on top. Of course, not to forget the win that they had last year, the Rods Mugs. So this might be one of the best performing cars here. It might have that Sargento cheese blessing. Of course, Milwaukee and Wisconsinites are known for their love of cheese. And I guess if there's any such a thing as cheese god, it must be on their side.
Cheese Wedge certainly making some noise here in the hometown crowd. Silver Woomy still there with Evan Varney through 1 and 2. Going to try the dark strip. Not going to work. Loses a little bit of momentum on Evan Varney. Evan still in second place, trying to catch up to Gibb. Gibb still holding on pretty strongly here from Milwaukee, as we are now 49 laps into this event with many more circuits to go.
We're closing in to the halfway point pretty soon. Of course, we had that red flag period that extended this race by a good amount of time. As that Silver Woomy actually might be looking to go side by side for that second place spot.
Silver Woomy right there with Evan Varney. Going to try the outside. Evan Varney down low. They're going to single file back out down the back front straightaway, but here they go into 1 and 2. Silver Woomy on the inside. Evan Varney on the outside. Silver Woomy makes a pass, and he is to second place. The crowd is on their feet for the Cheese Wedge, now making his way to second place, and now he has to trek down the subway machine of Gibb.
And it is insane to see just the sudden pace that these back markers had suddenly. I mean, sure, they only started in the back row, and I know that everyone here is a competitive driver, but just to completely turn around their pace, just with Gibby and Silver Woomy, I was thinking it was going to be an Evan Varney domination race, but things seem to be going in favor of the two cars that really lucked out in their pit cycle. But Evan Varney's still there in the fight, potentially with Silver Woomy.
Now what these guys have to do is have to work together to get up to Gibb. Gibb has been dominant for this second stint of the race.
Oh, lap car. Is there a spin to happen? Well, nobody called the spin. It looks like Richard Casey's kept it going, so they're going to keep it running. That's something else. Someone
in the chat called how does Bros spin on the straight, so it does appear that there was a missed spin on the front straightaway. But now back to the racing at hand. The three cars now within striking distance of each other. The top three going to go for a three-car battle here into turns 1 and 2. Silver Woomy hasn't been this close to the lead this entire race, and now he is looking to get around Gibb here in 3 and 4.
And it almost looks like Silver Woomy's trying to make that bottom work. I really don't know how, but just something about that Cheese Wedge has just been completely different since the caution period. Now, Drifting Casey, you have on a lap down, but if there is any caution, you'll get 2 laps back as a normal protocol because of how complicated lap cycles can be.
Evan Varney and the Cheese Wedge on rails right now. They have tracked down Gibb. It is now a 3-car heated battle. They're going to try to make that bottom work. Both of them going down to the dark strip. Not going to find anything there. They are still nearly neck and neck off into 1 and 2. It is a heated battle for second. Meanwhile, Gibb still on a Sunday or Saturday morning cruise in first place while there's a tense battle behind him. Dog fight through 3 and 4. Evan Varney going to come out on top, and he's going to reclaim that second place spot.
And Evan Varney, again, he led most of the race up until that caution when Indy McGreedy, I believe it was, had their spin. But it's been a very, it was not the way that Evan Varney wanted to restart. However, things are looking pretty good for that 24 machine. Just got to be consistent here, and I think Evan Varney might have a shot of taking home that 2,000 Robux.
Certainly, but right now it is a toss-up. All top 3 cars under a blanket, with Evan Varney taking much of the heat. With Silver Woomy, they are now closer than they have ever been through 1 and 2. It's going to single file back out down the back straightaway, side by side again for second place. Silver Woomy going to make that outside lane work. Evan Varney going to fall back just a little bit.
It almost looks like as the tires start to wear down, the drivers are starting to look to see if they can make that bottom lane work. Maybe the bottom lane might be coming in as an effect of the cars becoming generally a lot looser. Might equalize the 2 lanes.
Would love to see that, especially for a late race strategy, as we now look to have a lead change, the second one of the race. Silver Woomy.
Oh, but we
what
got
a time
cars.
for him.
Rewind.
Evan Varney making the pass. And Evan Varney's going to be leading at the stripe, but Silver Woomy not going to let him run away with it. They are side by side all throughout 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, they are drag racing off into 3 and 4.
Man, what a race we have here. It was great here last year between Shuffle, Twin, and I, but it looks like the style of racing has continued. And boy, do we love this awesome style. Silver Woomy and Evan Varney just cannot get away from each other, but they have been battling their hearts out. Gibby had a great restart, but he's fallen back to that 3rd place spot. Almost could be at risk of falling out of draft range as these two ahead of him currently going absolutely at it.
It's been an absolute dogfight between these two in the second stint of this race. Little wiggle there for the cheese wedge out of turn number 4. But he's still there with Evan Varney. They are side by side through 1 and 2 again. The cheese wedge going to drift up the track. Another spin. That is Drifting Casey's second
All right,
time for
race
him.
back going on here. Let's see who gets it out of 4. Evan Varney with a slight peek ahead. He'll get the race back ahead of Silver.
Yellow lights come on. Very unfortunate for Drifting Casey.
Drifting gets your laps back. That is your first strike, so if you get 2 more spins, that will be the race. However, we are now past the halfway point just by a few laps. So, this race definitely starting to wind down again. The pit lane is closed. If you end up doing a pit stop for fuel, you're gonna have to do another one later. So, and it might screw you out. So I would not suggest being the guy that ends up doing that. The pit lane will open up as soon as Drifting finishes getting up here, so he's going to have to pass you guys one more time. But that was a spin by Drifting, so both the McGreedy brothers have caused a caution today. But thank you there for that green flag commentary, JD, as we stay under caution for a little bit here. Hopefully Drifting Case can join the field so we can start going through a pit cycle. And I think that might be Twin Triple V sits in the grandstand. For a second there thought that was the Art Club coming back to watch, but we have the Season 1 Super Indy champion up here in the stands. It's nice to see. Alright, so the pits are open. Please don't go through each other. Give each other space. Pit cycle open. Pit cycle open. First gear red line. And 2 cars are going to stay out if they make an emergency pit stop. That might come to hurt them. As Gibby makes her way out of the pit lane, Evan Varney going to stay still. Something going on there with Evan Varney. Nobody puts the rear. Alright, well, choose lane is this lap. Pits are closed. That was your 1 lap to pit, so you're going to go inside or outside. Alright, so inside or outside here, folks. And Silver Woman goes outside, Drifting to the inside. Gibby outside, so does Football. That'll leave the inside of row 2 for Evan Varney. Casey, if we could stay off of the dark surface. And your spinner actually has made benefit off of that restart. Or off of that pacing period. So we go white to black. Silver when we go up. Watch the lights. Not that much, not that much. Come on, if you guys need to adjust your pace, you need to let off, okay? Don't use your brakes, it will mess everyone up behind you. That's how traffic happens in real life. So we need Drifting Casey to move up a little bit here. Looking okay. Again, the pace speed is generally 80 on the straights, although I do need Casey to move up a tiny bit. Gibby move up. Green flag. You're getting a passing to across the start finish line. That is a jump on Evan Varney. Give up 2 spots. clear. And Gibby with a pretty good start there, now finding out for the lead.
We are back to racing here from the Milwaukee Mile. Gibb already going to work. To the lead goes Gibb. Now he's side by side with Drifting Casey, almost 3 wide. 3 wide for a moment there, almost 4 wide. Evan Varney making 2 passes through 1 and 2. Now trying to complete that second pass on the cheese wedge of Silverwoomy. He's going to do it off of 4. Now it is Gibby first, Silverwoomy second. Evan Varney. Evan Varney was second. My bad. I was looking at the leaderboard. That messed me up.
I get it. These are moving up very quickly here. Drifting actually has developed a little bit of sudden pace here. Did not do any pit cycles, so I wonder if that's a factor here. Same thing for Silverwoomy though. I don't know, that tire wear might become a factor. As Evan Varney runs a high line. 1 and 2. That almost caught me by surprise.
Seems like everybody behind Gibbs seems to take that high lane with Evan Varney as Gibbs separates himself by a few more car lengths that lap by. But now Evan Varney going to recuperate. He is right there with Gibbs once again in his tire tracks.
3 wide for third.
Back to the third place battle. Silverwoomy leading this battle as they race through 1 and 2. Aiden McGritty and Silverwoomy side by side down the back straightaway. Aiden going to get by the cheese wedge off of turn number 4, and he's going to get that third place spot at the stripe. But now without some challenge, 3 wide into turn number 1 and 2 once again. Silverwoomy on rails on that inside line. He's going to complete the pass down the back straightaway, but it is a quick switchback with Aiden. Aiden and Silverwoomy side by side again through turn number 4. Who's going to get at the stripe? It's Aiden by just inches.
Here comes Silverwoomy down the inside line, but Aiden McGree is going to carry that exit speed down the back straightaway. And it also, in the meanwhile, it almost looks like Evan Varney started to work up a little bit there. Silverwoomy getting loose, but Aiden almost running up to the wall. But they get back to their position. Oh my God. The guys in the back are scaring me.
Definitely some exciting racing between the back three. Silverwoomy said the battle for first was not exciting enough for him, so he's going to come back here and battle with the other guys who have been some back markers for a little bit. Silverwoomy now side by side with Aiden for the 4th place spot. Going to fall back to 5th just for a minute there. Drifting Casey now back to 5th. Here comes Silverwoomy now chasing Aiden for that 3rd place spot. Aiden
God,
all the way up into the outside, safer barrier. 3 wide
like
10.
Darlington.
Yeah, they're just ripping that high lane like it's like we're at either Homestead or Darlington. That's definitely not the case. But you'll love to see it. Aiden into the wall again. This man is doing his damnedest to do his best Darlington impression. Once again into the outside wall, out of 2. Here comes Drifting Casey. He's going to capitalize off that mistake. Moves up to 3rd, but Aiden quick with the retaliation. Going to get his spot back. And he's going to keep battling with Drifting Casey across the front straightaway through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. He has got him cleared, but Drifting Casey right to his inside once again through 3 and 4.
On action up in the front. Evan Varney now taking the lead. Ahead of Gibby. So we have a sudden switch up now to the front of the field going at it. There's Gibby and the 24 been driven by Evan Varney. Sorry about that, JD. I just saw this pop up and I wanted to get that mentioned out.
No problem. No problem. Before you start panicking, though, you did miss Drifting Casey go to the pit lane, so no problems there before you start thinking there was a spin.
Okay. So, of course, Drifting Casey missed out on that pit cycle. I don't know if he was trying to go for a pit stop there, but so did Silverwoomy. Silverwoomy's now doing a green flag pit stop. And they had a good restart, but unfortunately, I think that's going to probably stump their efforts until there's a caution. You also see Drifting Casey now. Avarice could falling a lap down once again. Has the chase up at the front of the field, absolutely going on the haywire. Gibby just on the wing of Evan Varney.
Now under 40 laps to go with Evan Varney back to the in charge of the field. Once again, as you said, Drifting Casey under threat of going another lap down. Maybe he is gambling on there being another caution. We are side by side once again for the lead. Gibb seems to have it off of turn number 4, almost touches the outside wall. He's going to get it at the stripe, though. They're side by side again through 1 and 2. Gibb with the upper hand. Evan Varney down low. Down the back straightaway, will Evan Varney have a run in 3 and 4? Does not look like it. Gibb has officially cleared for the lead, and he's going to lead here on lap 94.
If he closes down on that lap car, that might give him a little bit of extra draft or dirty air. We'll see. And that could either hurt or help. It really depends on how far away he can get away from Evan Varney in the meanwhile.
Yeah, I don't think Evan Varney is going to let him get very far. Evan Varney has been quick with the quick to be able to close any gap that he has had to surmount or overcome. And I don't see why he wouldn't be able to close this gap in the closing laps. As again, we are under 40 to go. This is do or die time for Evan Varney or Gibbs. So whatever they're going to do, they got to do it fast.
And Drifting Casey now about to be put, I believe, a lap down here. As there's Gibby in the subway machine. Again, he's been back and forth today. Especially, again, pretty much started from the back row, made his way back up to the front. And he's not anywhere close to what I would call a bad driver. He actually got the pole at Indy, and I had a feeling that the only reason he was going to start from the back was just because he missed out on practice. These other guys had plenty of practice, but he's at about 98 now, so that's plenty of time, I think, to get the track figured out. Well, by far, it looks like he's got it figured out. As you see, second fastest time on the board, but if you look at the overall times, the top 5 cars today are all within literally mere hundreds of each other. Even Casey, only about a tenth and a half behind. But he still is not falling a lap down to Gibby, which I'm surprised. I mean, he's been doing pretty good, pretty darn good job holding off the field. And
is Silver Woomy a lap down?
Yes, they did the pit stop.
Ah.
Yeah, so Drifting Casey and Silver, both of them opted out of doing the pit cycle lap, which at first was a good strategy, but the problem is that there was just far too many laps left and they had to do a pit stop regardless at some point before that fuel runs out. And also the tire wear. We've already seen a couple of cars. Oh my god, speak of the devil.
Drifting Casey nearly loses it down the front straightaway once again for the third, which would have been his third time. Taking a little 360 around here in Milwaukee, but manages to keep it going. And as we were talking, Evan Varney did have a run on Gibb, lost it off of 4.
But he's still pretty close there, but I believe that the way this draft system works is you got to be about 3/10 behind somebody for it to start working, so there's a bit of time to make up here if he wants to do it. Now, Evan Varney is a fantastic driver. He's gotten the midget win this weekend. He's looking to make 3,000 Robux by the end of the weekend. But certainly he's going to have to will his way up to Gibby. Gibby, again, he's got a little bit less experience, but he's got a lot of skill. And you can see how that became a factor today. Evan Varney, of course, is more of a short track guy. I would say that Milwaukee is not necessarily a complete short track, nor is it, it's kind of like one of those in-betweens. So, itchy almost,
It has no designation.
The mile.
It's just a mile. It's its own thing. But anyways, back to the on-track action. Gibbs still leading the fray as they come down the front straightaway, across the stripe. 107 clocked in of 130. That leaves about 23 laps on the board to go to be put into the history book from the Milwaukee Mile. Evan Varney still with tons of work to do to catch up to Gibb. Still some time. but he has got to make up those crucial seconds in these closing laps.
And it does look like he did make up a little bit that last lap, down to just under half a second from Gibby. And he's running the low line. Again, it seems like as the tires wear down, the low line just starts to become a little bit more viable. At least we've seen that off of one. Evan Varney going to dip his front left and rear left just under the dark lane off of 3 and 4. But that didn't look like that helped him finish that time.
Certainly not. And as we are coming off of turn number 4, we are now under 20 laps to go here from Milwaukee Mile.
And our
Gibbs still with a sustainable lead.
It is a sustainable lead, but we saw that Evan Varney managed to take that gap down quite a bit at one point. He just needs to kind of get his... I think he just needs to drive the consistency game, but... you know, with tires as worn out as they are, they'll start to get very loose, very slippery. I don't even know if fuel strategy could become a being this late at the race. I didn't really check myself how the tires are how the tires or fuel wear was gonna be like. And here's Gibby going all the way down
really
to the
loose
bottom.
for 1 and 2.
What a save, but unfortunately that's gonna cost him the lead. And for as big of a prize as there is, that's not where he wants to be. Gibby's going to go into the pit lane, does an emergency pit stop. Now he's going to be working on a prayer that we have to do a pit cycle, or that we have a caution. There is only 15 laps left in the race, so that can make things very dicey. But, of course, people's tires are starting to get worn down, so we could easily see his spin go on. Gibby is safe of one, but unfortunately for him, that's going to cost him almost a lap. He'll get it back if there's a caution. But that's going to drive him all the way to the back of the field. I think at third place. As now our field is kind of spread out in between pit cycles. The last 2 cars on track. In the front, Evan Varney and Aiden McGrady have yet to have done a pit cycle. And it looks like Aiden is just trying to drive slow just to make his car get through this race. Kind of running, it looks like a fuel saving strategy. Maybe he's pretty much running on fumes, but we'll see.
And I guess you spoke a little bit too soon there, Robo. I think those 4 tires under Gibbs' car just gave out. I don't think they had anything left. So, might have needed to get that pit stop out of the way just to make it to the end, but it looks like Evan Varney is having the same issues right now. His car is definitely not working the way he wants it to. He is slipping and sliding all throughout these corners, trying to keep it together. Make sure he doesn't bring out a caution. And as I speak, he wiggles through 1 and 2. He is driving on ice right now.
We're going to stay green, no spin, I think. Oh, man.
Slides through 3 and 4. Man, Evan Varney is struggling right now to keep that car going on all 4s. Struggling to keep it underneath him. We see him wheeling it through 3 and 4. This is no longer him working with the car. It's him working against the car. Up in the outside wall he goes.
Yeah, and meanwhile,
he's got 9 laps.
Gibby actually now making an on-track pass for the 2nd place position. Aiden McGrady is also yet to have made a pit stop.
Oh, drifting Casey into the wall. He manages to keep it going, though.
But Gibby has made up that 2nd place spot. So if something happens, that could potentially allow him to absorb the lead. But Evans just got to make it to the finish. But he's only got a few laps left, but can he keep it without spinning or running out of fuel? I think this car is pretty much close to its limits.
He's definitely sending it on a wing and a prayer right now, as Silver Woomy is going to be able to get his lap back, challenging Evan Varney. He's going to get by him down the back straightaway. Evan Varney trying to put him back under a lap, but he just has nothing left in that car to fight back with. He's going to see the 6 to go at the line.
About 11 seconds separating Gibby from Evan Varney, but those lap times are not fast at all for Evan. It's almost about a 1.5 seconds a lap that he's losing. 10 seconds that last time, so maybe we might actually see what could be a fuel race going on here. And what a crazy way to win at Milwaukee that could be.
I think Evan Varney could just be saving whatever little fuel he might have left in that car, but if Gibb manages to close, which I don't think he has time to, I don't think he's going to be able to fight back with anything in that car because those tires are done.
But he is making a lot. That was about 2 seconds a lap, nearly. And there's about, at this point, 3 laps left. And Evan Varney out of fuel. Evan Varney's going to have to coast his way back to the pit lane. If he stops on track, that's going to bring out a caution. And it does.
The 24 out of fuel caution flag is out here from Milwaukee. This changes everything.
You're going to go to overtime. All right, Evan, I'll let you get fuel just so we can have a competitive race finish, but you're going to be in the back. So the caution is out. It is Gibby, Silver Woomy, Aiden McGreedy, Drifting Casey. And the pit lane is closed for everything except for fuel. Evan, you were on the lead lap. Evan, you're on the lead lap. Guys, you're behind Gibby. Is anyone trying to do an extra lap? Somebody hits 130, you're going to need to back it off a little bit. Okay, looks like nobody has, so... you guys going to make your way around the track to the subway car. Just keep going. Guys, keep going to the subway car so we get a pit cycle in. We're going to be doing a 2-lap overtime period here. So, Aiden McGreedy, Drifting Casey, pass Evan Varney. Evan, stay behind them, please. That might be the penalty for what would have been a DNF otherwise. Yes, pits are open this lap. Pits are open this lap. Looks like Evan Varney and Drifting Casey, Isla Football going to go without the pit strat. We'll see how that goes for them. Giving Silver Wing both, however, will go along with the pit cycle. Silver Wing is going to have to make their way out of the pits. Alright. We're going to be doing the choose lane now, inside or outside. Make sure you do it before or after. Or, sorry, make sure you go inside or outside. Do not hit the square. Casey. Okay. Stay off the dark surface, please. It is loose. We're going to try to go green this lap. Aiden McGreedy, you get up there. Aiden McGreedy, get up there. Aiden, and Gibby. Gibby, get up. Gibby, get up. Alright, we're going to say yellow one more lap. Aiden McGreedy, you got to get up to your brother. Not that far. You got... Come on, dude. Come on. Gibby, get up there. Let's try to get this one going. I need you two in the front to be side by side. I do not want any bullshit to happen. Gibby, get up. Gibby, get up. Up, 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 up. Gibby, get up. Gibby, get up. Green flag. Allowed to pass Casey. That was a bit of a rough start for Evan Varn, but here's Gibby and Aiden McGreedy going at it. And I think Gibby might have absorbed the lead. Now with 1 lap to go, Gibby making its way through 1 and 2, just has to go one more time around the track. Out of 3 and 4, who's going to be for that 2 line Robux? Here comes Silver Woomy with a sudden push. Is it going to be too soon? Gibby wins it, and he takes home 2,000 Robux. Congratulations there, Gibby. Second place going to be on the football. Aiden McGrady. Third place, Silver Woomy. Fourth place, Evan Varney. Fifth place, Drifting Casey. Yeah, because there's a thing called vision lag. Alright, well, Gibby takes home $20 today. If you can make your way to Victory Lane. Also, taking home quick time. Victory Lane will be off of 1 and 2 on the infield. Alright, so if you guys want to be interviewed, stick around. We'll be trying to get everyone that we can. There's also a bottle right here. Gib. Yeah. Alright, thank you guys for turning up here, but today's winner of 2,000 Robux is going to go to Gibby. And, JD, are you there?
I am.
Do you want to interview, Gibby?
I'll leave that to you. That's alright.
Alright. Hope everything's going well, JD. Meanwhile, taking home 2,000 Robux, we have Gibby. That was an awesome last restart. Had everything dialed in. Made your way back up to the front. A little chaotic. Very chaotic. And that is a back row to front row race for you. But good job. How are you doing? How's the race? I think you should be unmuted.
Hello?
Yeah, hi.
There we go. I got a wedding to be at in about 40 minutes, so we're going to quickly get ready here. I am a part of this wedding, by the way.
Nice.
But Roblox is more important, so. No, kidding. The wedding doesn't start until like 5:30, so I have plenty of time.
Alright, so, what went on in today's race for you, Gib?
Just stayed consistent besides the one little hiccup I had at the beginning of the race. Other than that, though, kept it simple. Tried to pin that dark line around the whole entire corner every lap, and did do it pretty well. And then come on that final restart, I made the executive decision for fresh tires, as I saw literally no one else go in. So I think it was the right call, and ended up getting the win.
Alright, well that was an awesome performance you've done today, Gib. So I know we didn't really get the Indy 500 done, but in a way this is kind of a bigger race as far as it goes for payouts. Is there something up on your mind about winning here at Milwaukee?
No, not really. Just want to save that, use it for when I need it.
Alright.
Probably for my simulator games I like to play.
That's fair enough. Enjoy the Robux, and of course you get to enjoy a cheese wedge and a bottle of sparkling water. Which I've sent you that, and I've also sent you the Robux code, so... is there anything else you want to say before we move on to the next driver down?
No, sir. Just thank you all for showing up, making this race happen.
Alright, thank you there, Gibby. We're gonna see what the rest of the results are. I think it was Aiden McGrady in second here, so a very solid second place. But that one is probably gonna stick with your mind for a while here. I'll mute you, but you could also use chat if you'd prefer. Pain. So that was a very closely done race. Unfortunately, just falling short of that. $20, but still right up there at the finish. So how did the race go for you, Aiden? You can just chat. Alright, pretty slow start, but the car was fast, so just kept it on the track and tried to run consistently. Could have won, but my tires were fried. Tires from lap 70-ish on the at the end, and couldn't keep momentum. But second is good. Alright, well that's great to hear, Aiden. Congrats on getting it at least to the podium. We had it so close today so far, but still an overall awesome job to get onto the podium in an SLC race. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to say before I move on to third place? Congrats to Gibb, really deserved the win. Alright, well thank you there. We're gonna interview Silver. If you want to use chat, you can, but if you want to use a mic, you can. I'll give you both options. Hi there.
Hello.
Alright, so he's micing up here. So, Silver Woomy, last place to the podium. You and Gibby kind of have that in common. Been a very much so a down and up race. Had some good shots there for the lead. Bit of a mix-up there on fuel strategy midway through the race when you avoided the pit stop coming to that restart. However, how did the race go in your eyes, and what can you take from today?
Yeah, I'm honestly a little disappointed with the P3. It could have been better, but that was mostly down to me not understanding the refuel system. Because when I stop the car, I press X and I don't get immediate, I don't get immediate feedback, yo, you refueled. So I wasn't sure if I can pull away, because it still showed, 10% fuel. So I lost a bunch of time there trying to get the fuel to actually show. And then at the end, there was nothing to gain, really. But overall, it was a great race. I really enjoyed it. All the fights. All of the 136 laps we did. And yeah, down to it again.
Alright, well that's awesome to hear. Hopefully, next time out, whenever you come to an SLC race, I hope things go well for you. It's been a while since you've been out, actually, in SLC, now that I think about it. You tried to come at Yekaterinburg about a month or so ago, but unfortunately that just couldn't work out. However, good to see you back in the field. I'm surprised you made an entry, kind of carried, not gonna lie. So, enjoy your P3.
Yep, cheers, mate.
Alright. Is there anything else you want to say before we move on to closing statements?
There's this issue with Roblox cars recently. When you're typing in chat and you press R, for example, it activates mouse control, like the car still responds to input.
Oh, fun.
So that messed me over a little bit as well, but yeah, you basically cannot chat while you're in a car in any league now because nobody knows of the issue. But that's it from me.
Alright, well, thank you there, Silver Woomy. Good job. Again, I'm getting a put in for GGS. The Cheese Wedge has always been the blessed car here. And to see a GGS car at least score a podium race is a good race for me. So, thank you there, Silver. And I would also like to thank everyone else that made this race happen. Again, thanks to everyone that showed up. We were thinking of delaying this to Sunday, but now we got everything closed for the weekend. So we're going to run things in Track Colognes next weekend. We're going to do the big Track Colognes Spooky Night Grand Prix. It does seem like this year's running of the SNGP is going to be a lone SLC feature, meaning that I'm pretty sure the only classes that are going to run there is SLC. We'll come out with the schedule as soon as we can. I just wanted to make sure that we have this race through to figure out what to do in the future, but everything looks good to go. So, that being said, we got a big weekend ahead of us, and next time we'll be out to race will be this Thursday at 7 p.m. USPST. But I do want to plug my friend, JD Kelly. His league will be running at Franklin County Speedway on Thursday, I believe at 5 p.m. USPST, otherwise known as 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That should be a fun race at Franklin County. I tried the cars. I enjoyed it. The winning trophy is going to be a jar of moonshine and a keg to go along with it. So, that should be a fun trophy. And, I hope that the winner is 21. That being said, though, again, JD's going to be running that. Meanwhile, we will be running at Track Colognes on the Oval on Thursday for some Thursday Night Thunder midget action. Following by Friday, the Fast Friday, we're going to be doing our micros and rods mods, and those will be up in the evening. After that, on Saturday, we should be seeing all of our road course going classes. The Indies, the rods mods, everyone else like that is pretty much set to go. And on Sunday, we should be doing time attack. Time attack itself might be an interesting ordeal because I think we only have maybe 1 to 3 cars entered, so it might just be a record-breaking challenge that'll just come up there during the regularly scheduled time. We were hoping to do the Group C showcase this year, but I don't think we have enough people. But we do have something else that's going to be planned for next year. If you want to hit Trans Am, we've been wanting to do Trans Am or GTO for the longest time, and it looks like we will be doing Trans Am from the 1980s. So that should make up for some very fun racing. I don't know if that's going to be ready really exactly this weekend, so it might be something reserved for America's 250th birthday when we run Patriot Grand Prix. I think that'd be pretty awesome to run Trans Am cars for America's quarter millennium. So, we'll see there. That being said, though, thank you guys for watching. If someone's watching this far, big thanks to Jake, big thanks to JD Kelly for joining the booth today and making sure that we could catch some action. Have a new voice join in for a little bit. Genuinely appreciate when you drop by, Kelly. It's been a while. Miss you, but I love running in your league, so hopefully we could get something going on Franklin County. And also thanks to everyone that showed up. Sorry for the art club for your own issues, and in the meanwhile, that is it for the weekend. So we'll see you guys this Thursday, starting with the first event of the Spooky Night Grand Prix. There you go. I'm gonna wrap up the stream. Again, this is the last event this weekend. We'll be doing more on Thursday.